Due to the fact that it has become a serious reserved tradition that people from the Japanese race serve their dead ancestors and even make altars for their dead loved ones, burning incense before those idol altars, and even pouring water offerings to the dead, something very frightful, strange, and unprecedented shall begin to happen in Japan, where people will begin to see their where people will begin to see their already dead relatives and loved ones they buried in the past, sighted among the living and even interacting with the living as though they are not dead but still alive in the flesh. While the spirits of the dead shall also begin to hover all over Japan, especially at night, making loud sounds of grave, groaning, mourning, and screaming words into the atmosphere, which will be clearly heard by the living, but will never be able to trace from where these strange sounds or noise are coming from, or who makes them. I've heard this in Cameroon, especially among the Bang race. I've heard this in Cameroon, especially among the Bang race. But I just kept quiet because I don't know, I don't really understand what they were saying. But there was a night when I was traveling from Nigeria back to Cameroon, and we had to stay the night a day at Manfi. I had to be a night at Manfi to take um, a public transport back over here in Kumba. That night, I heard birds. To a normal man, it would be like birds making noise at night. But while these birds were making noise, I kept hearing people saying, "Let's go for meeting. Let's go for meeting." Are you not going for meeting? Did you drink blood yesterday? In Manfiland, in Barangiland, that's when I came to understand that what these guys might be telling me is true. when you have the gift of, when you have the gift to understand high pitch in a spirit, to decode, to decode vibrations and energy, and transmit them to the language of mere mortals. If you were there with me, you will never be able. And I never slept. So someone told me in the morning, I'm afraid of you, that he was monitoring me. I was the only person because we had traveled for hours. We have traveled for hours all the way from Onitsha in Nigeria. I never slept. I was just up praying the whole night because the only thing I could hear are these witches, these cosmic demons, these witches speaking. People think it is bird, but I keep hearing them speaking. Are you not going for meeting today? Did you drink blood yesterday? How about your son? Is he still alive? Can you imagine birds? Manfilan. Let's go ahead. Some of the living with power of second sight in Japan shall behold this dead spirit clearly, so much such that an era of deep fear shall come upon Japan and possess its inhabitants, which will make many people leave the nation, especially those who are not Japanese, but rather foreigners who have been living in the nation for decades or all their lives. Even national and international airports shall not be safe from these scary and rather very fearful incidences and happenings, as the dead and their loud, strange noise and voices shall be heard and felt everywhere. I have spoken about this prophecy years past. Yes, I spoke about this. If not careful, 2021, 2022. Yes, and it is one of the very first prophecy on this on this our God channel on YouTube. One of the very first, right down there. And all other nations who practice the worship of dead spirit, especially those of ancestors and loved ones, may also experience this, like those who, like Buddhists and Hindus who worship their ancestors. They carve their ancestors with legs crossed or standing or seated with open legs, and they worship their ancestors. They also experience this thing. That is about to happen in Japan. And all other nations who practice the worship of dead spirit, especially those of ancestors and loved ones, may also experience this that is about to happen in Japan in the fullness of time. Oh Lord, have mercy.